Alright, so we're here in my little workbench kind of computer station I have out in the garage because we're going to need a solder gun today for this. But so the audio on the IC-7300, it's not bad for, you know, the internal speaker. It's not bad, but some of us bought the Sp-38 from Icom thinking, hey, for an extra $100 or something like that. I can't remember what I paid for it. This should be a little bit of an improvement because it's forward facing, not on the top, and I didn't think it was that much better, if I'm being honest. I thought it was, yeah, just okay. So I was kind of disappointed, which it seems like a lot of people are kind of disappointed these days with the speakers that come as accessories for the ham radios. I have another one inside the house we're going to do today too as well. But I picked up these Phonema speaker upgrade kits. But it also does like the foam on the inside and stuff like that for sound deadening and noise isolation. Because when you look inside these things, it's kind of surprising, you know, that they just like basically stick a speaker in a metal box. Which I'm kind of an audio guy, and a speaker inside a metal box that's not even like sealed or anything like that just is not going to sound good. So that's why sometimes the speakers inside of the radios sound better than the actual speaker themselves. So this Phonema kit is what I got from DX Engineering. I think they're the only ones in the United States who carry them, but they got it to me pretty quick, and this is a Fitz i-38AX kit, and from what I've seen, they're from overseas. I can't remember maybe it was Germany, if I remember correctly, where they're from, but I haven't even cracked this open yet, so we're going to open it together, but hopefully we're going to do this quick installation on this kit. This one does include a new speaker that we do have to solder in, but hopefully we can just bang out a quick upgrade on it, and then that way you guys know how to do this upgrade as well if you're not happy with your Icom Sp-38. So, opening the box here, mind you, hadn't seen it yet, hadn't seen an unboxing or anything yet, so looks like they got a little bit of that, and then we got some, oh, that's kind of heavy, got some sound deadening with the Phonema logo on it. And then little installation guide, and kind of shows you what it's going to replace. And it says Fitz is a set of acoustic foams designed to get a much clearer sound from your speaker. The sound produced by the speaker reverberates backwards inside the cabinet and adds noise to the transceiver signal. Signals as consequence lose intelligibility. This noise usually occurs below 1000 Hz. Fitz reduces reverberation to a minimal level by absorbing sound and enverising the speaker mask, I guess is what it says. So there's a little Fitz sticker that just fell out of here, and then some little instructions that we're going to follow. So I was looking to see where this was manufactured, but there's even a little bit of a graph on the back there too. But you also get this Fitz sticker when it's done for you to put on there so everybody knows. So I plan on owning an IC-7300 for a lot of years to come, so this is going to be a good upgrade, because if you guys are looking around and you don't own an IC-7300 yet, I highly recommend it. I think it's a great HF radio. Granted, Sherwood tests show some other ones have a little bit better receivers, but all around, when you count it in as a whole package, especially if you're a new ham, there's nothing better than the 7300, I think, because it's so easy to use, and you can get on every mode that it offers real easily, including digital with one cable. And for, you know, $1,000, because they're typically on warranty or rebate, and they're typically you can even find them less than that sometimes too. I mean, you just can't go wrong. I love the IC-7300. I don't know what else to say. It's probably been one of my favorite radios I've ever owned. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and upgrade this Phonema kit. So we got that, which is set in T, so I'm guessing top. Back, it looks like R, and this is some nice cut foam, man. When I seen the price of these kits, because I'm not gonna lie, I think this one was like $70. I was like, I don't know, man, that's a lot for a speaker upgrade. But me knowing audio, I was like, okay, you know, we'll give it a shot, because maybe it's worth it. And then I'm gonna be the ones to tell you guys whether or not it's worth it or not too. So here we go, another foam piece, foam block, and then another one. So let's go ahead and quickly break this radio down. Or sorry, not radio, but the speaker down. We'll go ahead and break the speaker down really quickly. And we're going to do that with just my handy dandy snap-on tool. And we're going to start just by taking the screws off on the side. Now, when you guys go to put this thing back together, I always like to hand thread these screws, and then also set your electric screwdriver to the lowest torque setting possible so that way you don't strip anything. Makes your life a lot easier. Oops. Alright, 4 screws, done. If I'd have thought about it a minute ago, I could have put down one of my pads from over there that I have. Oh, and then we got one here on the top. Alright. So, should just slide off, I think, at this point. Yep, there we go. Quick slide off. Done. Alright. As I was saying, it's an empty shell. It's an empty shell, and it does have this plastic piece kind of creating, you know, like a sealed enclosure, which not bad, but it's like there's some room for improvement to where we can use this as a whole enclosure. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how we're gonna get this off, but I'm guessing I might need to take a screwdriver or something in there, or just pull this front panel off is what it looks like. So I'm gonna see if I can do that without getting another screwdriver, but it looks like I'm gonna need another screwdriver, so hold on. Alright, screwdriver. So from what I was seeing, we just want to basically take off this whole front panel, and then we're actually going to cut the wire, and we're going to have to solder it. So that's pretty easy to do. It's nothing too difficult, nothing too hard, and this should just be a quick and easy 10-15 minute upgrade. And let's see. Yep, figured. So, because you can't get to these screws unless you were to really get creative on the back of this thing, and I'll show it to you here in a second. But this just pops in and out pretty easily with just 2 screws, the whole front panel. So, still gotta loosen a little bit more. And then I read we need to cut the we're gonna have to cut the wires here. There we go. Okay. So those 2 screws, it's off from the base, and I've got my wire strippers here, wire cutters. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a snip like they requested, and go ahead and get this prepped to be stripped. Alright, so there's that. And it looks like if you needed to, you could probably oops, drop the screw. So I'm gonna leave these screws over here so I don't drop any more. Usually I'm a little bit better set up, but this was just supposed to be quick and dirty. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and nope, not gonna be able to reach that. And we're just trying to take this enclosure off the back because we're gonna end up putting a new speaker on there with all the foam and stuff like that, and basically almost make it almost like sealed enclosure. And I should have probably took some before footage of the audio, but there's plenty of videos out there you can go watch that'll show you before. And I'm hoping to give you an after audio. Just, it's really windy here today, so I might not be able to get one for you, but more so just wanted to show you guys how to do this upgrade. So, alright, now that I'm done dropping screws everywhere, let's go ahead and pull out the speaker, see what it looks like. And just to give you an idea what I just do with that thing, this is the speaker that comes out of it. I mean, it's sealed in the box or in the enclosure there, which usually does make for good audio, but maybe on this one, since they included a speaker, maybe it's the speaker that's the issue. So it seems the Phonema guys, you know whether or not you need to replace the speaker or not based upon the quality of it, because some speakers they offer the replacement speaker for, and some speakers they do not offer the replacement speaker. So I'm guessing that's based upon the fact of maybe they know if there's already a good speaker in there or not, and the sound deadening kit's good enough. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find that out on my Kenwood. So, anyways, we got the speaker, and then we also have a little gasket, and so we're gonna go ahead and get this gasket lined up to where it should go, which it's looking like that's gonna be the way of the gasket. Yep, that's the way. I got it right the first time. How about that? So that's pretty easy. I could probably go ahead and solder the wires now, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on and then solder the wires. That way I have a little bit of weight to it. And let's see if we can give you a little bit of a comparison here on this between the old speaker and the new speaker. So this one's actually smaller. So if we're looking at them together, this one is definitely about a 1/4 inch smaller, I'd say. So, but that's a nice thick magnet on that one, which weighs more than this. So, anyways, so all we have to do is line this up on this one too, as well, with the seal, which lined up perfectly. And then we will go ahead and screw in all 4 of these screws, which we can do with the gun. Now again, you don't want to go too tight on this thing, just because you don't want to strip anything. But I can see on here I got a nice good seal all the way around. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and solder these wires. There's a positive and a negative on here, and it looks like there's a negative on the wire here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that dash, as that's going to be the negative wire. And I'm going to get this soldered up, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so I got a nice good flowed solder joint on the speaker. And like I was saying, the long dash gray line on that speaker wire is the negative per the manual. So it's in the instructions. So now we're just going to go ahead, and I did have to pull out this wire a little bit from the back, which is not a big deal. It's sealed and it's in there pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this lined back up in these little alignment holes that are here, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that screwed back in. And once I get that screwed back in, at that point in time, we'll start putting the sound deadening in, and then this will just been a quick 15-minute upgrade to this Icom speaker. And I know there's going to be some people out there that complain about the cost of how much this was, but I mean, if it fixes the audio issue, I'm not going to be complaining. I'm not the type of ham that always goes cheap on everything. I just like good quality stuff that performs, and so if that means I got to spend an extra $50 on a speaker kit, you know, to make it sound amazing, then I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Like, I'm just gonna, plus I get to do a cool little project out of it. So anyways, so we've got our speaker put in there now, and I did have to, like I said, I did have to pull this wire out a little bit, but if we want, we can tug it back out a little bit, but it's in there so good, it's not gonna matter, guys. Like, just nice, good connection across. And I actually just pulled it out a little bit more, that way it could kind of sit. So per the manual, because I mean I could probably put this together without the manual, per the manual I'm going to go ahead and place everything in there. So there's actually a bottom piece labeled B, from what I can tell, which is this. And you can see it's actually cut out to fit around the little, so you can see there's some stuff on the bottom there. It's actually fit to cut around that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there, and it actually said to put it in there while the speaker unit was out. Oops. So I'm gonna have to take the front off again because this needs to go in there when the front's off. Getting a little bit of resistance, but the easiest way to do this after you get the front off is to kind of slide it in between these two tabs and then push it all the way through. I'm finding that by doing that, it's the only way that I can really get this in there nice and good, just so you know. Alright, so now that I got that back in there, just like that, like I was saying, the slide method that I was showing you works perfectly, and then I got that in there nice, and it's a perfect fit, guys. You're going to scratch this foam a little bit when you put it in there, but as you can see, it looks pretty good so far. So I'm just going to continue down the path of doing the rest of it, and there's an L and a right, so I'm guessing that's that's going to make things a little bit easier. But you can see the cutouts are perfect on this foam, so there's a reason why you pay this much money for this kit, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go ahead and put this L foam on this side, and it just kind of interlocks in there, just like so. Like, just pushes down and interlocks, and it doesn't move. So it's great for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the right side on, and you can see there's like a channel in here, right? You see that channel where this foam just kind of goes in here like so, just slips in the channel, and you can see the cutouts line up perfectly with that. And you just push it in the channel there around all the metal, and it just kind of sits in there. Look at that. Look at that fit. Like, that is a nice fit on that. But it just kind of sits in the channel, goes around the sides like that, and it works pretty well. Looks pretty good. So I think I was supposed to add the rear piece first though. Oops. So I should have added this rear piece first, and I didn't do that. So I'm gonna have to kind of squeeze this down in there. Okay, not a big deal. It went in there okay. And you can see the fit lines up as well on that. There's like a little bit of a gap back here where the speaker wire goes, but other than that, on the inside it looks like it's pretty well, pretty almost touching. So anyways, but that's what it's kind of looking like so far. And yeah, that looks pretty good. And then the last thing to do was you put this foam block in there right here, like so, which if it's at the end there, that negates the whole piece I was talking about. So that's in there now, nice and good, snug. Just give it a good little push. And then last but not least, we put the Phonema top on it. And I'm guessing that this cutout piece is going to be where the speaker is. So let's see. No, I think it's actually the other way. So this cutout piece goes on the back because that's where there's a screw hole actually. Which, yeah, that makes sense. And then that goes right there with that. So you can't really see it, but this kind of creates like a nice little seal around the speaker. So anyways, that worked out pretty good. If we wanted to, we could have probably put this foam in there too, but I don't see a reason to. So anyways, so we'll just slide this top back on like so from the back. Just let me check it once more. Looks good. And we're just going to slide the back on. Oops. There we go. Slide the back on. Perfect fit. I'm going to go ahead and put the screws in, and we're going to call this project done. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments. But DX Engineering has the Phonema kits just for you, and this should help your IC-7300 sound. Oh, and one last thing, guys. Put your Phonema sticker on so everybody knows that this is an upgraded Phonema unit. And I want to also add the weight on this thing now. It actually feels like something heavy duty, something worth paying a little bit of money for. So I'm going to go ahead and slap my sticker on, and I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a test run, and 73s everybody.